those three values we really haven't wavered off of in 9 years is recruit, retain, develop, and pound away at those three value systems, and feel like it's my responsibility to make the decisions in this program that are around those three values.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
What do you think, if you had to pick three keys to growing to become that team atmosphere place that's so obvious to me that you have created? Give our listeners three things that you think have been paramount.
Yeah, I would say number one is recruiting the right people. I feel whether that has been our coaching staff or the players, identifying values to recruit the right people. And for us, those values really haven't wavered. It's number one, recruit great character people. Iowa State, from a location, one of the great things about our program is there's no pro sports in this state, and there are two major Division I universities, but no pro sports. So, there is a great fan base. There is great. I always say we're the Green Bay Packers of college football a little bit. It's college town USA, but there's a great responsibility to be a student athlete here, especially as our program has grown forward, that we were willing to not shortcut talent with character. And, I think we've been able to do a great job collectively holding ourselves, accountable to that standard. And then I would say this equally, same thing with our coaching staff. I'd rather hire a coaching staff that I can lose with first before hire a coaching staff that I can win with. I don't want to know how great your X's and O's are. I would like to know who you are as a human and what you stand for as a man and what you stand for in leading people. And so I'd say character goes into that value. Number two is passion for the sport. Do you love it? Trying to get a mile deep in a young person's passion for the sport of football. And then equally the same thing, the curiosity and excitement and passion that a coach has for the opportunity to grow 18 to 22-year-old young men. And then the last piece of it, I really felt is like understanding the value of education. And so, that opportunity to recruit based on that model has been really big for us and not wavering from that. I think number two has been retention, creating a culture where both coaches and players feel like that they can come and really grow, and not just grow as football players, but grow as young men, and our coaches grow and be able to, if they came in here as a graduate assistant, maybe someday they've got the ability to come back here and be the quarterback coach, or if they're the quarterback coach, maybe become the offensive coordinator. And, we've been really fortunate, both from a retention rate of our student athlete here. I think we've been in the top 5 in the country in the last 5 years, a retention rate of our players, with staying within our football program, not losing them to the transfer portal. And that's been really big for us because we'll always be better here when we're an older football team than a younger football team. And then the other value for us is our coaching staff and the continuity that we've been able to have. And Coach, one of your former great coaches, Coach Haycock on defense, has been the staple to our success here defensively, and so many great coaches under him. And then the same thing on the offensive side of the ball. We've been able to keep so many great coaches who some have gone on and risen up the ranks and are in the National Football League now. And, a lot of our coaches on the offensive side of the football are young men that have been with our football program up to 9, 10, 11, 12 years. So I think that's been really good in retention. And then the last piece of it is development, is the ability to be great developers. And I think that responsibility starts with me as the head football coach, is, building a program for our student athletes, our players, in development, is identifying, not just the physical development, but the mental, spiritual, and the opportunity to, academically develop our student athletes. And then equally for our coaches, how do I help develop them? How do I make them the the best teachers and give them the best tools in their toolbox to serve our players. And so those three values we really haven't wavered off of in 9 years is recruit, retain, develop, and pound away at those three value systems, and feel like it's my responsibility to make the decisions in this program that are around those three values.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.